Have you ever heard noises coming from an empty apartment? Ever felt like something was watching you even when you were alone? This is the story of Julia. And after hearing what happened to her, you might think twice before ignoring strange sounds in the middle of the night. Julia lived alone on the third floor of an old building. It was quiet, almost too quiet. That's exactly why she moved there. Peace, isolation, focus. But it didn't last long. It started with footsteps at night. Slow, heavy steps, always around 2 a.m., always coming from the apartment next door. There was just one problem. 302 had been empty for months. At least that's what the building manager told her. At first, she thought maybe someone was sneaking in, until the sounds started happening every single night. And they weren't just footsteps anymore. Scratching, low breathing, like someone or something was trapped inside the wall. Before we go on, let me know in the comments. Have you ever heard strange sounds in your house late at night? Or lived near an apartment that just felt off? I want to read your stories too. Now back to Julia. She started sleeping with the lights on, passed by 302 quickly every time she came home. One night she left her phone recording audio by the wall while she slept. What she heard the next morning chilled her to the bone, footsteps, scratching. She played the audio for the building manager. He brushed it off at first, plumbing maybe, but when the voice played, he went pale. He simply said, "I'll look into it." That night, she had a dream about the number 302 written all over her bedroom walls. And when she woke up, she could have sworn she saw a shadow leave her room. If you're enjoying this story, hit that subscribe button right now. There's a lot more creepy stuff coming your way. The next day, Julia talked to an older resident on the second floor, Mrs. Gloria. What she told her made everything worse. The last man who lived in 302 lived alone, died alone. They found him after days, already decomposing. Since then, the apartment had stayed locked. But people still whispered about strange voices, footsteps, and shadows. Julia was terrified, but she needed answers. So she did something bold. At 2 a.m., after hearing the footsteps again, she placed flour in front of 302's door, just to see if anything or anyone left tracks. The next morning, there were footprints, from the door of 302, all the way to hers. That was the last straw. She stole a spare key from the maintenance closet, waited until the building was quiet, stood in front of the door to 302, and unlocked it. At first, the door wouldn't budge. Then, without warning, it opened. The room inside was pitch black. The air was cold still, and in the middle of the room, a single chair, facing the wall. On the wall, a photo of her, and under it, scratched into the paint, "You came back." Julia turned to run, but the door slammed shut behind her, locked, and then she heard it. The same whisper she'd heard in her dreams. "Now you live here." If that gave you chills, don't forget to share this video with someone who loves horror or with someone who says they're not afraid of anything. Let's test that, shall we? Julia was never seen again. Her phone was found in her apartment, door locked, lights on, but outside her door, footprints in the flour, leading back to 302. And yet, when the police checked it, there was nothing inside, only silence. If you haven't liked this video yet, now's the time. It really helps us keep bringing you chilling stories like this one. So would you have opened that door? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.